Hey everyone, it's VJose32, and I figured it's time to put these new decks to use. Now, I'm going to be presenting a little trick that I did not too long ago in an actual performance, and this is the story. I am a member of a group called Toastmasters, and that's a bad thing going, and there it is. Probably can't read it. And I actually just got an award from it for completing part of it. Anyway, the Toastmasters is a speaking group, public speaking group, and you go there to work on your communication skills, your leadership skills, your self-confidence, your self-esteem, whatever. And during the meeting, there are speeches, there's all sorts of different parts of the meeting, and one of the parts of the meeting, which I presented a couple weeks ago, is the grammarian, and the grammarian role is you present a word of the day, which the idea is every week somebody presents a word and it helps increase your vocabulary, and you're supposed to try and implement it during the meeting, whether it's during the speech or during your introductions or whatever. And the grammarian then also keeps track of who uses the word and who uses interesting phrases, who has grammatical errors, and most importantly, who goes all the time, because that's bad during a speech. Anyway, I was presenting the role, and I decided to turn it into a trick. And this is a trick. I had a couple of decks of cards and pulled one deck out. By the way, I like these blackjack cards. Really good quality. I will be reviewing them soon, sometime this week. And shuffle up the cards. Oops. And give them a cut. And you can see, they're in no order. They're all completely random. I'll give them one more shuffle. And we'll have a card selected. Let's say this one. The Four of Diamonds. You like that card? Alright, we'll keep it. If you want, you can change it. But you'll keep it. Alright, that's fine. I'll set the rest of the pack aside. But I'm going to take the other pack. This pack I've set up. Every card in this pack has a word. And hopefully you'll have me select the correct word. Now I want to know, we're going to count down cards. Well, actually, I'll give the pack a few cuts and shuffles. Just like that, and it's all mixed up. You'll have to take my word for it. I'm not going to show you the cards because I don't want to influence your choices in any way. Now, I want to know whether you want me to count cards from the top or the bottom. The bottom, alright. And you selected 4. Let's see what that fourth card was. 1, 2, 3, and the fourth card is this one right here. And the card you landed on says magic. The word you selected was magic. And before the meeting started, before this trick started, I wrote down one word, and that is, you guessed it, magic. And that trick got me a huge round of applause. I've never heard a round of applause like that before. Now, the only setup in this trick is stick a word or a prediction And that's all it was a force and a prediction on the bottom card in one deck. The rest of the cards, I didn't show them to you for a reason. I gave you a reason, but that actually wasn't the reason. The reason was because there was only one card that actually had a word on it. And I actually probably ruined my trick a little bit, because afterwards, after everything, after my big round of applause, I said, you see, like instead of going, what I should have done was I should have said, and you know what's interesting? It was good that you selected that card, that you selected the bottom, because that was the only card that you could have landed on that actually had a word on it. But instead, I was a little bit nervous and I flubbed it. And I was like, the interesting thing is, that's the only card that had a word on it, or something like that, and probably killed it a little bit, the effect, because I didn't present it very well. Now, oops. So you have that set up on one deck. The other deck is no setup. You can shuffle the cards, cut the cards, you can have them shuffle and cut. Really doesn't matter. It's probably a good idea to pull the jokers out. And you start off to shuffle and cut those cards. And then you have a card selected, doesn't matter which one. And it's an ace. In this case, I don't like the ace because I can't force the top card, and if ace 2's top, I'll be kind of screwed. And it's a little bit too obvious, so I would say, no, that's obviously you have to say something to get them to select another card. In any event, one thing that I did was as you saw, as I said, you like that card. If you don't like it, we can change it. You can pick another card, and if they pick another card, great. If they don't, or if you see a card like an ace and a low card like that, or even a really high card, but a low card's the worst. And even the 4 diamonds using my performance is probably a little bit low. But you can see a card like ace 2, 3, 4 even, if you want. They just have them select another card out. You know, force them to change the card, say that card is, that's a great card, but it's, the trick works better with a bigger card. That's not going to work very well. So select another card, and you select another card, and that's a little bit better than king. And then you can put the cards away. Take the set attack. You can give it some riffle shuffles. Or any kind of shuffle you want, as long as you keep this card on the bottom and you don't flash it. Obviously you can do this if you want. You can do false cuts, which I did. My regular false cut, which is this, obviously would not work. Whoops. And then all I did was I did a glide where I pull this card over, hit it in my hand. Hopefully I didn't flash that. And then I peeled cards off the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13, and then voila. And in this, I just rolled it beforehand, and I forced it. And it doesn't, you can probably find a way to use it, you know, in a different way. Come up with your own version of the trick. It's not my own trick, it's obviously not original. It's just kind of an original performance of it. Or an original presentation, if you will, the way I did it. And anyways, I just thought I would show that to you, because I think it's pretty cool. Look at this. These cards are a little bit bent up. The blue deck, this ace card is a lot better shape, but I said this one will be broken in no time, will be better. Meanwhile, these blackjack cards, I really like them. And I recommend picking them up if you can. And playing cards and more.com actually has them. They're just, oh, so far, they're good quality cards. I'm surprised they're not like the Cartamundes that I'm used to. The casino quality, that's for sure. And these Eagle brand cards, stay away. They are made in China and not very good. Anyways, I'll be reviewing these decks much better later on. That's all I have for now. I'll see you next time. And I apologize if the video is a little bit long.